Sacktown, what is going on? It is Sacktown Pete back at it again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy Monday to everybody. We are in May, and the Sacramento Kings should be hiring a head coach very soon. So we're down to three final candidates. Mike Brown, who is currently the current assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors, Steve Clifford, who is a Brooklyn Nets consultant, and Mark Jackson, who hasn't coached in 7-8 seasons. Last time he coached was for the Golden State Warriors. And it's been reported that everybody else that was, involved in the head coaching search, all the other candidates, they have been informed that they are out of the mix. Really wanted Will Hardy to get a shot from the Boston Celtics and everybody else that was involved with Darvin Ham and Mike D'Antoni, but they all did not make the cut. We're down to three finalists, and let's talk about it because I'm seeing a lot of turmoil and negativity on social media regarding these three candidates. Listen, at the end of the day, trust Monty McNair. Whoever he hires between these three candidates. Steve Clifford, honestly, I'm not much familiar with him. I know that he's coached on the sidelines for the Hornets, and he's built that program back then when they were needing a rebuild. He built them and brought them up the right way. And since then, he hasn't coached, and he's been a consultant for the Brooklyn Nets. Mike Brown, currently assistant for the Warriors. He's coached LeBron James in Cleveland. He's coached the Lakers. But the thing that stands out from Mike Brown, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, is the fact that he preaches defense. And the Sacramento Kings could definitely use a lot of defense because, let's face it, they have been playing defense for the last 16 years. And it would be nice to play some defense. But the one that gets me is Mark Jackson. A lot of negativity towards the Kings and having Mark Jackson as being in the top three to make the cut and ultimately become the Sacramento Kings head coach. Listen, I hear about the stories in the past and the whole how he had run-ins with the Golden State Warriors front office and how the fact that he was not wanted with the Golden State Warriors era and how nobody liked him as a coach for the Warriors. I think it's all, honestly, he built that Golden State Warriors dynasty, guys. He built it through the draft. He built it from the ground up. Let's face it, he actually called, before anybody saw it coming, he called out Steph Curry and Klay Thompson saying that I got the best shooters, I got the best two shooters in the world, and I got the best shooting backcourt in the NBA history. And everybody thought he was crazy. Everybody thought he was just on drugs. But the fact that he called it before anybody else, and look at how Steph Curry and Klay Thompson ultimately became and what they've become, you got to give Mark Jackson some credibility there. How I see it, out of the three candidates, I would be perfectly fine with Mark Jackson as the next head coach. As a matter of fact, out of the three candidates, he would probably be my pick for the coach. Let me explain. Not only because he called that, he built the Golden State Warriors dynasty up, but the fact that he's a player's coach and he's willing to get the most out of his players, I think De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis can definitely use that in their careers. And same with Davion Mitchell. You guys are probably thinking I'm crazy for even entertaining Mark Jackson as potentially a head coach. Listen, who wouldn't want to have who wouldn't want to have a dynasty built here in Sacramento? I know you guys might think, we're following the Golden State Warriors way and whatnot, but why wouldn't you want to follow the Golden State Warriors way? He built one of the premier dynasties over the last decade, and the fact that he built it, and for whatever reason they felt like he built it and they needed somebody to get them over the hump, and they went a different direction. That's why they got Steve Kerr in the mix. But I'm okay with Mark Jackson. We'll love to see him build a dynasty here in Sacramento. I mean, why? How would you not want that? Let me know your guys' thoughts because I see all the stuff on Twitter. I'm seeing all the negativity, like, if Mark Jackson if he's a coach, Monty, I'm done with this team. I'm done with the franchise. I'm deleting my Twitter account. I'm never going to a game again. Listen, how about this? Let me put it this way for you guys. If De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis gave him the front office and Monty McNair their input, if Mark Jackson is hired and that was a big part of their input was to bring in Mark Jackson, are you still going to leave the Sacramento Kings fan base, are you still going to delete your Twitter and social media accounts? Because let's face it, if Demonis and De'Aaron gave their input into bringing in if potentially Mark Jackson, and that goes for Steve Clifford and Mike Brown, then what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly speaking, there's nothing wrong with that. This is coming from the players. If they were to give their inputs, and if the coach is hired, then everybody's on board. I see that as a positive sign moving forward with the continuity and the communication with the front office and the 2-star players that you have on your team. So that's the way I see it. I honestly wouldn't mind any of these 3 that are in the finalists. I trust Monty McNair and staff to make the right decision, and I really do believe that if it's come down to these 3 candidates out of all the candidates that they probably interviewed, then I'm pretty sure there's a plan in place. The fact that there's a reason why these 3 made the cut and can ultimately become the next head coach. There's a plan in place. There's a vision that they want to, go into. And I'm just saying that stay positive, show some positivity for Monty McNair and staff. And I see all the negativity. It just drives me crazy because, Monty McNair he wants to get this right. He has to get this right, and I think that he will get this right. Whether it's Clifford, whether it's Mike Brown, or whether it's Mark Jackson, I honestly think that Monty McNair has to get this right, and he will get this right. And we're in the home stretch. This is going to be it. I mean, these Zoom interviews that they had over Zoom, they're all done with. Now the next step is this week is to meet in person, and the fact that the Golden State Warriors have their second round against the Memphis Grizzlies game starting yesterday, and they really got to figure out if they're going to have a chance to meet Mike Brown. Maybe they wait for Mike Brown after the series is over, but we shall see. Same goes for Clifford and Mark Jackson. If they have time, which I think they do have time to meet, because Clifford and Jackson are not currently coaching in the playoffs. They're probably just sitting at home or doing what they got to do. But I honestly think that the Kings will probably make a decision, and they will announce the new head coach hire very soon. Really soon, within the next week or so. So with that being said, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Please hit the like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind Mark Jackson at all. Out of 3 candidates, he would probably be my pick, because despite the crazy stories and what you've heard from the past and from his tenure with the Golden State Warriors, he built a premier dynasty over this past decade, what we've seen in the NBA. And he notated the fact that he has the best 2 shooters in the world and the best 2 shooting duo backcourt in the NBA, in NBA history, should I say. It's enough to validate a hire, in my opinion. The Sacramento Kings are nowhere near the Golden State Warriors right now, or how they were the pieces, but you got to give Mark Jackson or whoever the coach may be a chance to build it and how they want to build it, is what I'm saying, guys. And if he's built that dynasty in Golden State, why wouldn't you want to have him build a dynasty in Sacramento? The winning happens. The winning will happen. Nobody's going to complain about Mark Jackson, is what I'm saying, if he is the chosen one to be the head coach for the Sacramento Kings. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to this week and the upcoming news on who will be the head coach. And like I said, all 3 candidates are, very deserving and want to be back on the sidelines as the head honcho. And we shall see how it goes, man. So with that being said, that's going to do it for me for today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. You guys have yourself a great rest of your Monday. Have a great week. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. God bless. Keep pushing forward. Have a great day. Peace.